What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I am Jess. You're watching Keto Rewind. Today we're going to talk about my pet peeves or the things I don't like about diet culture. As somebody who's been doing a weight loss journey for like the past 3 years, I have a lot to say about this topic. A lot of these things have greatly affected my journey, and I thought it's time to talk about them. But as I look at my hair in the picture here, you're not seeing things. My hair's curly naturally, so when I actually wear it curly and let it do its thing, it looks way shorter than it is. So no, I did not get a haircut. If you actually straighten out a curl, you can see how much they spring back. So I just didn't have time to straighten it, and I thought, you know what, we're gonna start embracing these curls. Summer is coming, and yeah, it is what it is. Plus, if you look at all of my before pictures back in the day, my hair was its normal curly state. So yeah. The things I would do for straight hair, and I'm sure if you had straight hair, you'd probably say the things that I do for curly hair. I don't know what it is, but hey, we all feel that way. But right now, I'm gonna go for a walk, and then when we come back, we're gonna talk about diet culture. So I'll be back in a few. What's up, guys? Going for a walk. See you when we get back.
One eternity later.
And a big thank you to Thrive Market for sponsoring this video. Thrive Market is an online membership-based grocery store that's on a mission to make healthy food affordable for everybody, shipped right to your door. And guaranteed savings, because if you find the price cheaper elsewhere, they'll match it. Filter the catalog of products by diet and lifestyle, product types, and your favorite brands. Whether you're gluten-free, vegan, or keto, you can shop by over 90 diets and values. I've been using them for over a year now, and I love that I can find most of the stuff that I need cheaper on thrivemarket.com, and it's shipped right to my door. There's 2 membership options for Thrive. One will be a month-to-month membership, and that's $9.95 per month. Or you could do the annual option or the yearly option, which I do, which is $59.95 per year, or roughly the math turns out to be about $5 a month. So if you would like to sign up at thrivemarket.com, use my special link down below, save up to 40% off your first order, plus a free gift valued at $50. Now let's get back to the show. Alrighty, I am back from my walk, and it's time to talk about the things that drive me crazy about diet culture. Now, these are all based on my opinions. This is just stuff I normally don't get deep into when I talk about stuff, but I'm working really hard on the mental part of my weight loss journey right now, and these things are starting to come up and they're getting louder, and I'm just noticing stuff that I wasn't noticing before. So that's why I thought I'd make a good video. Now, let's talk about diet culture. Oh man, where do I even begin? Now, I have a beef with diet culture. For one, I hate even living a lifestyle that has a name or an official name to it. I feel like that's where initially the whole weight loss industry and everything went wrong, by assigning names to the way you eat. Because now you associated a normal way of eating with a name that could possibly be something people want to be like, or some people, give the side eye towards. So diet culture as a whole is like one of the most, it's probably like the #1 industry for sales and products and all that kind of thing. So there's a lot of money to be made, because solving a weight loss issue is almost impossible to be done with a product, with a pill, with a shake. You really have to dig into the mental and emotional sides of a weight loss journey in order to make any headway at all. You cannot just fix the food. You have to fix the behavior that causes you to eat the food or overeat the food. So that's why I've been going after this and trying to understand more and recognize stuff that I've been doing, so I can help myself. So my first pet peeve when it comes to diet culture is diet culture has created so many scams. And that's scams from weight loss companies to pills to shakes to products to supplements, you name it. How many times have you seen somebody come in my group here alone and post a link to this 28-day meal plan? It changed everything and made them lose 100 pounds in 2 months. How many times have you seen, get this free meal plan, and how many times have you seen, only $29 you can have this meal plan? But how many times have you seen myself in that Shark Tank ad that they've stolen my pictures, my images, and my progress and all of that dedication that I put into changing my life? They've stolen it and said, oh, it's a pill. And if you believe that pill works, would I still be battling a weight problem now, right? Scam, total scam. And it drives me crazy for someone to take my picture of all of my hard work, that hard work that I've been doing, and say it was just this pill will do this. No, oh my God, have I been through on a roller coaster ride over the past 3 years. So scam, scam, scam. And so if you see a meal plan that will, or a special diet that promises you this enormous amount of weight loss in such a short time, run from it. Do not pay for that. It's one of the things that I do, the monthly challenges where I give you my own menus, my meal plans, the stuff that I do for free, because you shouldn't have to pay for that. It's something that you could come up with on your own, Diet culture made it possible for so many people to get scammed. So the second thing is, diet culture has so many opinions from experts that you don't know what to believe. So back in the day, fat was the enemy. Then carbs became the enemy. Then fat plus carbs is the enemy. The timing of what you eat is the enemy. The frequency of what you're eating. How many people see people that say have 6 meals a day? Someone says 1 meal a day. There are so many different opinions. It's maddening. In addition to that, there's so many studies out there. If you say a claim, you can find some other claim that directly contradicts it. So who's right? I don't know. But there's so much opinions and so many voices and so many judgment on the way you eat. It makes it maddening to be able to find something that you can do where you don't have shame or guilt and you have success with. That's why I've always been a prominent fan of you do you. I have said that since day one on this channel. You gotta do what makes you happy. My next point is diet culture has demonized food. So, for instance, back in the day, fruit was healthy. Now fruit's not healthy. Vegetables are healthy. Now vegetables aren't healthy. There's just so many reasons that people are getting so crazy about that, because everybody has a different opinion on what's a good food and what's a bad food. I did see a cool quote that was from Corinne Crabtree, and it said, there's no bad foods. The only bad food is the food that you don't like. So, for me, I've suffered from this a million times. I've eaten tomatoes or a higher carb vegetable and stressed over the fact that it had carbs in it. It's a vegetable. I didn't get 309 pounds by eating vegetables. I ate processed foods in enormous quantities, multiple times a day. That's how I got fat. It was not because of a zucchini or a tomato. So just or even oranges. I didn't get fat eating oranges, so it's just maddening. It makes me so upset. Diet culture has also caused anxiety or guilt if we enjoy foods that are deemed bad. I don't know how many times I've gone out to a restaurant where I've thought of a meal for the evening to make and had so much anxiety about the choice of the food, the quantity, the ingredients. There was not only just food police, then there's keto police, and then there was just random people that didn't know what the heck, and they were judging. And it was just oh my God, if I show what I had in a day, they're what are they gonna say? And it's oh my God, I stress so much sometimes about having the cleanest of the clean ingredients just to please people. And it's there's so much anxiety, so much shame when someone's trying to do something, be better. There's nothing wrong with saying, hey, have you ever looked at using avocado oil instead of olive oil when you roast vegetables? It's healthier for you, and here's why. Instead, people are oh my God, they used olive oil? You're not supposed to use that on high heat, and just completely shame the person, So that's what I'm trying to say. Carbs are the enemy, fat's the enemy, you just don't know what to believe anymore. So the next one is, and also, then there's guilt. If you went on vacation and you didn't diet on your vacation, you gave up on yourself. You are, you're just a glutton for, for a punishment, like you suck, like I can't believe you wouldn't diet on vacation. Well, sometimes you need to take a step back and take a break. There's nothing wrong with that. And the shame and the guilt that's put in that makes me crazy. And now if you lived in that vacation mode 24/7, okay, well now we have something to talk about, have a beef about. But to shame somebody for taking like a week off of their lifestyle or their way of eating and eat the standard American diet or something, what does it matter to you what they do? And then there's the screw it mentality where, okay, so you start off the day and you have a donut, and before you realize it, you're like, oh my God, I shouldn't have had that donut. Now my day's ruined. I'm not going to be in ketosis. So now we're at lunch, and now it's like, well, might as well get fried foods because screw it, I'm already out of ketosis. And then for dinner, we already had a donut and some fried foods for lunch. Might as well have cake for dessert. And then you're just in the screw it mentality. That just gave you so much shame. You shouldn't even feel that shame in the first place, where you don't want to make your next meal just be better than, so you had a donut for breakfast. Doesn't mean you have to kill lunch too. You can totally have a salad for lunch, make up for it. Calories all even out at the end of the day. Your body doesn't care. It just wants to have nutrition. So it just sucks that people are just shamed so much that you're into the screw it mentality. So the next one is the diet culture created stigmas with these lifestyles. So some people, this one's the classic one, because I have even been guilty of this. Vegans get, the side eye. It's, oh God, they're a vegan, but why shame them? What does that have to do with my life? Or keto. Oh, they do keto. Oh, that's so unhealthy. Oh my God, that's just a fad diet. There's just the stigma that came with, oh, you lost weight by keto. Oh, that'll come back. The stigma that comes with living a lifestyle. And then in addition to that, not only is keto a lifestyle, but oh, it's so unhealthy. It's going to raise your cholesterol. You can't lose fat by eating fat. All of those things, it's just like, oh my God, it drives me crazy. It's like the silliest stuff too, So that brings me to my next point. Diet culture created a food industry so palatable, it's now hard to control yourself around these foods. For instance, you walk into a grocery store, and what hits you right in the face? Baked goods. You haven't even been in the store 5 minutes, and now you have all these baked goods, cupcakes, pies, whatever the holiday is. Maybe it's chocolates because it's Valentine's Day. Maybe it's, cake because it's Mardi Gras. Whatever the case may be. It's like in your face. You haven't even been in the store 5 minutes. And you're always like, dang, I want a cupcake now. Or you didn't even have cupcakes on your mind when you went shopping. But seeing them right in your face when you walk in, you're like, how do you not have them on your mind? And also, they make the food so palatable that you don't have those breaks anymore where you've had enough. For instance, I find I could just eat gobs and gobs of French fries. I don't have limits on that because they taste so dang good. But if I had roasted potatoes or even a baked potato, I don't need, 34 potatoes. They're not as palatable as just the potato. But when you add oil and salt or cinnamon and sugar to stuff, it's like, oh man, now it tastes good. You want them. So, but in addition to walking into a grocery store, what about the commercials? That's like, go eat at this restaurant. There's a juicy burger with French fries, or go to a billboard on the highway and it's got donuts next stop. Or what about the portion sizes at restaurants? They're just these massive portion sizes. So you're all talking with friends or family and whatnot, and before you know it, you've eaten the whole plate. Just because it's humongous. It was there, you weren't paying attention, and it just goes on and on and on, and it drives me crazy. And then also, to make foods highly palatable, if say a food is fat-free, well then they throw a load of sugar in it to taste good. So, or say a food is low carb or keto, now you're throwing a bunch of fat in there. So just to make it taste good that you'll eat it. So it drives me crazy. If you have to do all that to food, it's not like, it's just, you're trying too hard. There's a reason why foods aren't super palatable. So we have breaks in our mind to say, okay, you've had enough. You don't need to eat the whole tray, So the next one is diet culture. This is one that probably I wanted to put as like my number one, but I just threw it in here so I wouldn't talk about it too long. But the diet culture has created so much fakeness on social media. Specifically, Instagram. And when I say fakeness, I'm like, oh, I lost all this weight. You know, you can watch a little TikTok video or, you know, something where it's like, I lost all this weight eating these foods. That's all I did. You know, or you have like a picture of this beautiful model, and what the story behind it is, there's a makeup team, there's a professional photographer, there's like these screens that like beam light so you get the right lighting. I mean, there's so much goes into a photo like that. But to you, you don't see that. You just see this beautiful, perfectly sun-kissed body, and you don't know there's a whole team around this lady that got that photo, you know? But to you, you're like, well, I don't look like that. Well, you know, poor me, or, you know, have very low self-esteem because of that. So that fakeness drives me crazy. And that's why in my videos, I shoot with like a Sony camera or a Canon camera. I don't have a staff or a team that photographs me or photoshops me. I wouldn't even know what to do when it came to fancy editing. The most I could do is splice a bunch of camera clips together and throw in some audio. I mean, that's about the extent as I go, because I want you to, if you saw me in public, know that it's me, and I don't look different than what I show on the screen. You know what I mean? Because I also sets a more realistic expectation of what a true weight loss journey is. If I could make this, look at this. Look how thin I just got. I could do a super high angle, you know, and make you feel like make it appear like I lost a ton of weight when I could just change the camera angle. You know what I mean? So, and it's deceptive. It drives me crazy. So you could go, oh, I ate this pill for 2 weeks, and stick your stomach out for your before picture and suck it really in tight for your after. You know, but oh, it was this pill. You know, it's so fake. And it makes so much, the self-esteem that comes at a cost at these pictures for just the average person like you and me. So it's probably all I'm going to go into on that one, but it drives me crazy that there's illusion of perfection out there when it's just an Instagram filter. It's just photoshopped. It's, you know, it's makeup. Sometimes you can contour muscles using makeup, you know, like, or contour your face with all this makeup. Like, oh my God, just be you and love yourself, you know? So I'll get off my soapbox on that one. I'm going to move on. But number 8 would be diet culture created lifelong yo-yo dieters. Diet culture says we're so desperate to lose weight, to keep it off, to get to a normal size, to have this illusion of perfection, this illusion of beauty, that we will do anything. You know, when the next diet comes along that looks like it's going to work, you'll jump right on it, you know, and then that fails, and then you're on to the next diet, and then that fails, you're on the next diet. Or you have just the wrong priorities when you start a diet, and that you don't make the things like that self-growth that sometimes doesn't change on the scale. It gets shunned because the scale didn't change enough, so you're going to throw that diet away when it was really probably an excellent way of eating for you. And I know I'm guilty of that. I've been so impatient before, and I didn't see results, so I'd freak out and change. You know, and it's just this culture of yo-yo, gain and lose the same 20 pounds, same 50 pounds. And number 9, diet culture has created so much restriction that we think that we need to eat 500 calories a day in order to lose weight. I have learned this one the hard way. I think, too much fasting in my journey, because it started creating new disorders, I should say, that didn't have prior, like binge eating or like not being able to stop, or, you know, like that kind of thing, because I was so restricted that when I finally would eat, because my body's like, please don't stop eating, eat. So if you're losing, or you're signed up for a diet that you want 500 calories, run from it. You shouldn't have less than a 15 to 20% deficit of your total daily expenditure. So for me, I don't go below 1,600 calories anymore to lose weight. It's just, it's that extreme restriction is not sustainable. It slows down your metabolism, and it's just not worth the trouble. And the last one, diet culture focuses on all of the wrong things. Diet culture focuses on what you look like on the outside. Heaven forbid you work on what made you overeat in the first place, your mental, physical well-being, and instead of just taking a pill or taking this diet or eating this meal plan, you didn't work on the part that really sets us apart from each other, and that is the willingness to work on the mental health. So we need more focus on that. So anyways, that's my soapbox for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you can relate to any things I just talked about, comment below and I would love to hear what you have to say. I'm Jess, you're watching Keto Rewind. Bye-bye!